Can hear me loud and clear? Let me see your emojis in the fire in the comment section. Thank you very much. We are about to begin the June edition of the Business the Sell webinar, and it's going to be a life transforming experience for every one of us. Let me see in the comment section if you can hear me, please. Can anybody hear me? Okay, we would have to wait a bit before we start. Okay, we would have to wait a while. Those of us who are here, go and bring your neighbors, your family members, even your enemies to this webinar. Yes, share the link to as many people as you can for them to join this webinar. They should not miss it. They should not miss it. Go and share the link before we start so that they will not miss the live session. Please let's share the link as to as many people as we can. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Leko Balogun. Before we start, let's invite more people. I think the link has been shared in the WhatsApp group. So let's copy out that link and invite many other people to join the live session. Thank you very much. All right, it is time. It is time. This is the long awaited webinar for this month. So my name is Rachel Emmanuel. I am the moderator for this month's Business the Sell webinar for the Deborah Onojeta Consult, the Business the Sell community. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me, please. Thank you very much for joining. Today's topic will be discussing something that many business owners, some people do not know how to go about how to use this leverage. Many people, some know about, but they are not doing it the right way. And many people have never heard of it before. I want to believe a few number of them have not been able to be using this aspect to grow their business. So we'll be talking about leveraging advertising for lead generation and business growth. I want to believe that we are happy to be here. If you can hear me, please let me see your fire emojis. And our speaker for this month's edition is Miss Deborah Onojeta. Yes, she is the founder of the Deborah Onojeta Consult Limited, and she is a very good digital marketing strategist. She's also a trainer and a social impact project manager. She has a whole lot of track record. Like she has achieved so much that even me, I am jealous. She's one of those people that you say she's the pepper and the salt. She's pepper, she's also salt. Okay. So yes, she's not just a founder, she's also our executive director for Deborah Onojeta Consult Limited. Okay. And she has been doing very well. She has been doing absolutely well in her own field as a a strategist. She has been doing absolutely well. I think there was one other program she handled. Was it last month or the month before? It was a huge success at yes, in one of those universities. So she's pepper and the salt, everything combined. So she'll be speaking on that topic, leveraging advertising for lead generation and business growth. And I want to believe that we are ready to learn. We are ready to learn from her because she is coming. She's prepared. She's prepared for us. So she is very much prepared. So without further ado, let's welcome on stage Miss Deborah Onojeta to the platform. So let me see your fire emojis as she's preparing to show up right now. Where are the fire emojis? Fire emojis. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I can see the fire. Yes, very good. Very, very good. Good evening, ma. You're shining, ma. You're shining so bright.
Good
The
evening,
lights are
Rachel.
very yellow. My God, I've worn my glasses to reduce the, you know. Good evening, and
Oh
welcome,
my
ma.
God.
We are so happy to have you
Thank you
here
very
today, and I know that you are ready for us. Um, you have just about 35 minutes to speak. Then the
much.
remaining minute will be for question and answer. I hope that is okay by you.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
All right. Thank you very much. The floor is yours, ma. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you, everyone. I sincerely appreciate you for being here. Good evening, everyone. Can we all hear me? If you can hear me, I need you to type 111. Just type 111 if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, type 2 so that I know. Thank you so much. I see the comment. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary Rose. Thank you, Lecarn. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel. First of all, I want to give a very big shout out to all my team members for making this possible. Please, I want us to appreciate them in the comment section. Just appreciate them. Just tell them something beautiful, something nice that they've put in so much effort to ensure that this webinar actually holds, right? So thank you so much. Thank you, team. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. So have been introduced already, so I don't think there is any need for me to introduce myself again. So you already know that I am Deborah Onojeta. I'm the founder and Executive Director of the Deborah Onojeta Consult. And tonight we're going to be looking at the topic leveraging advertising for lead generation and business growth. Now, a lot of us have actually, in one way or the other, we have ventured into running ads for business. And it seems like, oh, we're probably not getting the results. Or some parents have not even tried at all. They feel like running ads is going to be like a waste of time, waste of money. So why should I go ahead and do that? But tonight we're going to be looking into that particular topic, right? By the end of this webinar, I assure you that you're going to go home with the right framework on how you can run your ads and generate the right leads and also grow your business. Okay. And if, for example, you've also had issues with your ads, maybe your ads have failed one time or the other, you're going to understand the mistakes you made and how you can actually correct. Okay, so that is what tonight's session is all about. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm sharing my screen because I want us to also flow. So as much as you are flowing with it, please ensure that you're listening to me. So make sure you're with your notepad, right, and your pen to take down something. Okay, don't say because you are seeing the screen, so because you're seeing the screen and then you are just going to write things. No, what you are seeing on the screen is actually just for you to have a visual representation of what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Okay, so I've said it that we're looking at leveraging advertising for lead generation and business growth, building the machine that converts spend into growth. Are you spending money and you feel like, oh, you're wasting your money? Well, let's find out how you can be able to take advantage of that. Okay, so first of all, a lot of us have actually thought that, oh, advertising is an expense, or advertising is you wasting your money, and your results are not coming out so well for you. That's normal, trust me. And yes, I would say that that's the old thinking. Okay, now for some of us who know about lottery tickets, that's the way some persons actually take their ads. Right? You know when you buy a lottery ticket, you are just hopeful and you're just saying, oh, maybe one day I'll be in luck. I will just get a particular ticket and I might just be the winner. So there's no strategy in place for you to say, okay, how exactly do I win this lottery? That's the way a lot of us actually see advertising ads. You just decide that, okay, I will just run the ads. If it works, I continue. If it doesn't work, then it means that I've wasted my money. And sometimes when it doesn't work as well, so we go as far as blaming the advertiser, that's the person who actually ran the ads for you, or even if it's yourself, you go as far as blaming yourself or blaming the advertiser, or even go as far as blaming the platform, an algorithm, and a whole lot of things. But there's a right way to go about that. If you are running your ads the right way, you would not have so much of challenge, right? Now, how should you be thinking about advertising right now in this current year and moving forward? Think advertising as an investment system, because that is what it is. Yes, that is what it is. Now, why am I saying that it's an investment system? I'm saying an investment system because just imagine that you have generated leads, right? Even if those leads do not buy immediately, with your follow-up system, right, you are assured that in your next offer they are going to get something, right? So you see that it's an investment. So it comes with a return. That's why we always look out for the metrics called return on ad spend, right? ROAS, return on ad spend. So think of it as an investment system. If you think of it that way, you are going to ensure that you have the right strategy in place to make sure that you get the right results. Now, also think of it that every naira you spend, right, or every money you spend, whether you are paying in dollar or you're paying in naira, every money you spend has a measurable job. So for me to spend this amount of money, it means that I must get results, right? If you think of it that way, you will be pushed to actually get the right results. You will be pushed to actually make sure that you are putting in the right strategies in place for you to actually get the right results. Okay. And you need to also think in the way that when it comes to outcomes, they are predictable with data. Right? They are predictable with data. You don't go blindly just to run ads. No, you don't do that. You do that with the right information. You do that with the right data, right? And that's when you're going to have the outcome. That's why outcomes are predictable with data. Okay. And of course, you can also optimize your inputs and you can scale your outputs. So this is the right thinking that I want you to move forward as you are running your ad. If you plan to run the ad yourself or you plan to give it to an advertiser to do it for you, you should have this thinking in your mind. Don't think of it as a lottery ticket. Don't think of it as a waste. Don't think of it as an expense think of it as an investment, because that is what advertising is. Now we're going to look at why ads actually fail. Why is it that you see some ads, they actually fail? What exactly is the reason why these ads fail? That's what we're going to be looking at right now. Now, first thing you need to understand, right? When your ads fail, it's not necessarily the ad itself that actually fails. It's because of some variables which you can actually look into, rework on, and put it up again, and then you will get the right results. And one of them is the wrong audience. Now, even if you have a very great product or you have a very great service, if you are showing it to the wrong audience, I assure you that you're not going to get the right results from your ads. Okay. The same thing applies to even content marketing, right? This is not just only about advertising alone. It also applies to content marketing. If you do not know who your audience are, and then you are just saying, oh, let me just shoot my shot, anybody gets to and they get to buy, that's fine. No, you don't want to send your ads to people who are not ready to buy. Because whether you like it or not, you are spending money, right? Or you are investing money. Put it that way. You are investing money into ads. So it means that you need to get a return on the investment that you are making. And that's why you need to ensure that the investment is on the right people. Okay, the investment is on the right people. So by the time you're showing your offer or you're showing your product or your service to the wrong people, your ad is obviously going to fail, right? That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is if you have a weak offer. Yes, if you have a weak offer, trust me, it's as good as saying nobody is going to buy from me, or well, I'm not going to get a conversion from the ads that I'm running. So you need to ensure that your offer is compelling enough. Give people a compelling reason why they should click on that particular ad or why they should take a specific action that you want them to do. Now, I'm sure you know that when you're running ads, it's not just only for the sole purpose of making sales. Some people run ads for different reasons. But whatever your reasons are, if you want them to, download something, if you want them to book for a call, or you want them to, buy from you or send you a DM, you need to ensure that you actually have the right offer. A strong and irresistible offer that would make these people say, if I don't take action now, I will miss out on it. So because they don't want to miss out on it, they ensure that they just take the action right now. That is what you have. But if you have a weak offer, if your offer is too vague, it's not going to make any sense. So you need to ensure that you do the right thing. And the third is broken landing page. Yes. Now you see some persons, they just come all the way and you see them sending traffic, to their entire website. see, let me tell you something. The reason why you have a website is so people can come in and explore. When I mean explore, they can go through different sections to see what you have. That's why for a website, we have what we call a homepage. We have, for those who are probably offering online courses, for example, you see places like courses. For those who are selling products, you will see things like products or services. There's a section for that, right? There's a section for even down to reviews, right? Able to see the things that you have. That is for a website. But when it has to do with running your ad, it has to be specific. So it means that the products or the service that you want them to take an action on, that is the page that you are sending them to. I'll give you a perfect example. Someone reached out to me earlier today and said he wants to run ads, right, for a particular course. And I'm like, okay, what's the course about? And then he told me what the course is about and sent to the website. And I went to the website and I'm seeing different courses. Meanwhile, the particular course he wants to run an ad for is just on its own. I can't run that kind of ad. It's going to be a waste. Yes, honestly speaking. Okay, so he needs to be more specific. If you want to run into a particular course, create a specific landing page for that course so that when people click on the ad and they go to that landing page, they know exactly what they're coming in for. You don't want people to actually click on your ad and then they go to your landing page, wherever it is, whether you're using a landing page or you're using your DM, whichever way. You don't expect them to, after clicking the ad and going to that landing page, they are seeing something different, something that is not relating to what they saw in the ad. Of course, they will bounce back. And that's why sometimes, even when you run ads, you will see a lot of clicks, but you are not getting leads. You're not getting anybody reaching out to you, right? So that is one of the reasons why most ads actually fail. And then the last is no follow-up. Yes, you see a lot of people, they have a lot of leads. They've probably generated a lot of leads, or they've captured some leads and all that, but there's no follow-up. There's no follow-up. And if you don't follow up on them, you're going to lose out on a lot. You're going to lose out on money. You're going to lose out on money. So you need to ensure that these 4 things are actually done rightly. If you can ensure that these 4 things are done rightly, trust me, your ads are actually going to work perfectly and give you profits, right? Give you profits, give you the right results and all. So that's why most ads fail. It's not just about the ads alone. It's also the fact that you need to look into these variables. What's your audience? And one thing you need to understand about your audience is that your audience forms the message that you put out there. Okay? Your audience forms the message that you put out there. So you need to ensure that you actually have the right audience. Don't say everybody is my target audience. Everybody cannot be your target audience. Everybody will not buy from you. So you need to understand that everybody will not buy from you. So if you understand that, you will know that you need to position yourself better to ensure that you get the right audience. All right. Next slide, please. So that's why most ads actually fail. Now, what are the 5-layer ad system? Right? What are these systems that you can now put in place? We've talked about your audience, we've talked about your offer, we've talked about, your follow-up, your landing page and your follow-up. But there's something that you also need to consider when you are actually running an ad. So I talked about the audience first of all. You need to understand that your audience, right, are they're like the basics of your ads. Now, if you notice in all the things I've been saying, I have not mentioned budget yet. It's not like your budget are not important. Your budget is very much important, right? It's very much important. Sometimes I laugh at people who say, "Oh, I want to run an ad. I want to see I can generate 1,000 leads." And when you ask them what's that budget, they're telling you 5,000 naira. And I'm like, "Is it for Eba? Is it for Gary? What are you? Is it crayfish we're selling here? You want to generate 1,000 leads or even 5,000 leads, and you're telling me that your ad budget is 5,000 naira?" So sometimes I'm surprised, and I'm moved to ask, do you mean 5,000 naira daily ad budget? And they're saying, no, for everything put together, 5,000. I'm saying, okay. When you see the crayfish you're looking for to buy, you go and buy it because it's not in this meta ad that I know that you want to use this for. So understand that your audience forms the basis of your ad. Who exactly is going to be seeing your ads? Okay. Now, that's one thing that you need to put. And in your audience, you need to understand also that Rachel is laughing. Rachel is laughing. Rachel is laughing. But it's true, right? It's not for Eba or Gary or crayfish. So we need to ensure that we do the right thing. We need to ensure that we do the right thing. We need to ensure that we do the right thing. So, like I said, when it comes to your audience, we have what we call cold audience, we have warm audience, and then we also have hot audience. Who are your cold audience? Cold audience are people that they don't even know anything about you. They don't know jack about you. They've not heard of you before. They're probably seeing you for the very first time. And truth is that when it comes to what the ads that you run, if you're selling a product, the strategy you will use is totally different from the person who is actually selling a service. Yes, do not expect that someone who is selling a product, right, use a particular strategy and it works for the person, and you who is selling a service, you're expecting that if you use that same strategy, you're going to get the same results. No, even if you are both targeting the same audience, it's not going to work that way, right? Now, so understanding your audience is very important. Like I said, your cold audience, they've never heard of you. They don't know you before. So what that means is that you need to give them value. You need to educate them enough. Give them a reason to know you, a reason to like you, and a reason to trust you. That's what we call the KLT factor. So you need to build that factor. You need to know, like, and trust, right? If they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, they're obviously not going to buy. People buy when they have trust in you, right? Now, for product-based business, it's quite easy for them because when people scroll through an ad, they can see what they want to buy. They are seeing the product. They can even as far as go over to see reviews of people who have used that particular product before and how it has worked for them. But for you who is selling a service, you are selling a transformation. So what it means is that you are selling trust. You need to get people to trust you enough for them to buy from you. So understand the level for which your audience are. Top of the funnel, like I said, is your cold audience. These people, they've never heard of you before. So if they are going to be seeing your ad for the first time, it means that you need to give them a reason why they should even listen to you in the first place. And the next is your warm audience. Now, these are people who have probably engaged with your business before. They've probably visited your website or your landing page. They've engaged with your content. You know, it's quite easy to get these people because you can do what we call a retargeting ad. You can retarget them with your offer. You can even go as far as giving social proof. Do you understand? So it's very, very much easy to actually even see how you can get these people. And then the next bottom of the funnel is your hot audience. These people are people who have bought from you before, you know. So trust me, it's easy to actually get these people to come back again. It's just the same way where you say someone bought from you and then referred your business to somebody else, you know, and all that. Is the same thing, okay? Because these people are hot audience. They've bought from you. They've used your products. They've engaged your service before, so they understand how this thing works. You get. So it's easy for them to come back and say, "Oh, that thing I bought. I think I want to buy another set again. I love the first set I bought, and I want to get another set." And it's quite easy to actually even target these people. Okay, so that's that about your audience. Now we're now going to talk about your offer. Okay, we're going to talk about your offer. Remember, I mentioned that your audience forms your messaging. If you understand who your audience are, you will know the right message that you're going to put out there. Okay, you understand. If you've been seeing some content on Instagram lately, you will see where some persons are actually, you know, doing content like a millennial boss and a Gen Z employee, right? They vibe differently. Right, the way a millennial is going to understand a particular subject matter, it's not the same way Gen Z is going to understand that same subject matter. So you need to understand who your audience really are. That's what forms your messaging, right? And because in your messaging, you would also be able to give out the right offers as well too. So we're going to look at your offer. Like I said, your offer should not be vague. It should not be vague. Have an irresistible offer. It shouldn't be vague. Be specific as possible. You are saying that you want them to book for a consultation call. You state it. You don't just say, engage with our services today. Which of the services you want us to engage in? We cannot just be exploring all your services. We need to understand the service that you want us to engage in. So as much as possible, ensure that your offer is irresistible. Don't give a vague promise. Give specific results that you want to give. Whether it's a product or a service that you're selling, give a specific result. Right? Give a specific result. What's that thing that if they get this particular product, if they get this particular service, they are going to enjoy? Right? They are going to enjoy. What is that thing? So you need to ensure that your offer is not vague. It is specific. Let them know that thing, that result that they are going to get. Oh, I'm buying a skincare product. I know that at the end of 30 days or at the end of 7 days, or for people who are looking for overnight fairness, at the end of these days and all that, I would get these particular results. My skin will be clear, acne will be out of my face, and all those things put together. So you need to ensure that you're giving them the right results, specific results, right? And it also helps you if you have an irresistible offer. Trust me, it also helps you to create urgency, and it also helps you to reduce risk. Yes, you reduce the risk, and then you can create urgency better, right? Okay, this is only going to be available for 50% and within the next 3 days. After that, it's off. Or you are saying that this particular consultation call that I'm offering to you is only available for 24 hours. Or guide, okay, you can't do consultation. How many people can you do consultation for? But you could say a particular checklist, template, guide, whatever, and it's only going to be available for 24 hours, and they get it, right? Or if you're saying, oh, this product, I'm giving out this product for free, or I'm giving out this product as a gift to anyone who buys, from me, from a certain amount of money. So say, for example, that particular product. So let me use my phone as an example. So let's assume that this phone is to be sold at, say, 120, for example. Even if more than that, but then it's to be sold at 120, right? And then someone else now says, okay, I'm going to give you a mic as a free gift if you can buy 2 of these phones. Do you understand? Okay. So something like that. But you need to ensure that your offer are even relatable to whatever it is you are selling. You get whatever it is you are putting out as what you want to give out. For example, for those who say, who are giving out free things, ensure that it is relatable. Please don't be selling food and then you're telling me that you want to give me cream as a free gift. It don't rhyme. Am I supposed to drink the cream? What am I supposed to do with the cream? How does it complement the food that you're selling to me? So ensure that you create the right urgency, all right, and also ensure that you match your offer to the different funnel stage that you have. And yes, talking about our ad creative, now it's one thing to know your target audience, another thing to have an irresistible offer. But if you do not present it in a way that people will get attracted to it, you might as well lose out on it, right? So when you are putting out your ad creative, whether you're using an image or a video, you need to ensure that you should get the attention of your audience. Now, currently, as of now, as of this time, 2026, okay, and I'm sure it's still going to even be more than that, okay, videos have proven to actually convert more better. Videos have proven to actually convert more better. So if you are looking to, get the attention of your audience, you should actually get to use video. Yes, you should use videos, right? Imagine if you have a product that you're selling, you want to show them the different things about the product and what that product can do, right? If you are selling a service, you want to explain to them, let them see who is actually selling this particular thing. And by the time you're using a video, you need to ensure that the first 3 seconds you have been able to hook them, get their attention, okay? And then the next thing you want to do when you're creating your ad creative is to show the transformation. Don't show features. Don't tell us that it has this, it has that. People don't really care about that again, like that. Oh, it has this. Show me what this thing can do. What's the benefit of me having this thing in my hands? What's the benefit of me having this thing in my hands? Apple, they thrive on this particular I mean, Apple company, they thrive on this particular thing. Now you will see that they've brought out different iPhones in years, and you're wondering like, but there's really nothing different with, I mean, in futures now, there's really nothing different in iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro, but they will sell you the benefits. They will sell you status. You would agree with me that some people actually get iPhone these days because they want to, in quotes, feel among. They want to be among the people who are using iPhones. Okay. So they're not coming to tell you that the camera is still the same 3 camera that you see, the same 3 camera, but there's something extra that they have added that they will now use as an advantage, as a benefit to you, that will make you to buy. Okay. And another thing you also need to understand in your creative is to show social proof. Show social proof. For some persons who sells products, you can use the reviews of people who have bought from you and have used that particular product and have gotten a certain transformation or satisfaction or whatever, right? Use them as social proof. Let's use it as evidence. You know that saying that when they always say you go explain tire, because there's no evidence. You will just be explaining and explaining. But when there's evidence, sometimes your product and your service just explains itself. You don't even need to do so much of explanation anymore. Okay? Yes. You will not have to do so much explanation. So show social proof. If you are selling a service, give numbers. What are the numbers that you have on ground? Right? What are the numbers that you have worked with, the number of businesses you have worked with, the result that you have given to them, and all that. And then in your art creative as well too, ensure that you have a strong and one call to action. Don't confuse people. Now, when I'm saying art creative, your art creative, it doesn't just include your image or video. It also includes your ad copy. That's the text that follows the video or that follows the image that you put on the caption and the likes. It also includes that. Now, it will not make sense that you make a video, you are saying, click the link showing on the screen, or click the link in my bio, right? And then in the ad copy, what you are saying is different. You are saying, send us a message. Which one do you want us to do? So you need to ensure that your art creative has a strong and one call to action. Don't confuse people. What do you want them to do? You state it exactly what you want them to do. Okay? Yeah. So now let's talk about our landing page and then our follow-up. But before we proceed, are we following? Are we still here? I want to see your comments. Thank you, Rachel. I see your comments. Everybody cannot be your target audience. Yes, everybody cannot be your target audience. Video ad creative are proving to convert more on Meta ads. Absolutely. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. I want to believe that every other person is also still following and they are taking note. If you are still here with us, please, I need you to drop your fire emoji. Let's know that you're still here. If you're still here with us, just dropping your fire emoji. I would love to see you. Thank you, Favor. Thank you for that. Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Favor. Who else is still here? Please drop in your fire emoji. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Lakon. Yes, 1 CTA. Don't confuse the click. 1 CTA. Do not confuse the click. Yes, thank you so much. So let's move ahead. We're going to talk about our landing page and then our follow-up. So I mentioned before that you need to ensure that you have a specific landing page attached to whatever it is you're selling on your ad. Okay. One thing you need to understand is that your ad actually guarantees a click. What does the conversion is your landing page? So if you have a broken landing page, you might as well not get any conversion, right? Now, for people to actually even leave the ad and click on that link, it means that they actually understood what that ad was presenting to them. They understood the offer. They are probably also your audience, your right audience, right? And the creative was probably top notch. But by the time they click on it and then you're wondering, there's no action. Nobody took any action. They just click on the link, but I did not get messages, or I did not get purchases or anything. I didn't sell anything. It means that you need to now go and fix your landing page. That because that might most times be the problem. So ensure that the message on your ad is the same message that is on the landing page, same language. When I said, so I'm not saying you must say word for word what you said on your ad and put it on the landing page, but it has to be the same offer that you are presenting, right? I don't want to see your ad and then I'm being enticed by the offer you're giving to me. I click on it and I go to the landing page. I'm seeing a different offer entirely. That is actually not going to work. Okay, that's actually not going to work. So you need to ensure that your landing page, the message on your landing page matches what is on your ad. Okay, it is very, very important. All right. So by the time you have the right message on your landing page and on your ad, it makes it easier for people to say, okay, I understand what this person is saying, and then I can take the right action. So if you're saying, for example, you're saying people should book a call, right? For those who offer services here, and you're saying people should book a call, it may be a consultation call or something, right? It means that when they go to the landing page, there should be maybe a form for them to book that call. That's what it should be. Don't come and tell them, get this ebook. No. You're already confusing them and they will walk away because that's not what they want. Some people don't even have that time to read. I just want to book this call with you, tell you all my problems, the fact that all my relationships are disturbing me. Let me tell you everything now so you know and understand. And just so that you can be able to give them solutions. So if you're telling them something else, they would obviously bounce back. Okay. And of course, when it comes to a landing page, it is one goal per landing page. No distraction. Don't put different things. Like the example I gave about the person who reached out earlier today requesting to run ads and he just sent a link to the website. No, we don't need a full website for your ads, except if you just want to drive traffic to your ad. By traffic now, I mean you just want people to just click and just explore that's fine. Some people have that objective when it comes to running an ad. They just want to just drive traffic to the website, and it's a good strategy, right? Because especially if you are looking forward to do what we call a retargeting ads, it means that you want to be able to retarget the people who had visited the website before. Have you not noticed that sometimes when you click on a particular website, right, maybe on Facebook, on Instagram, or even down to Google, you will start seeing the ads everywhere. Right? Yes, that's what they do. So sometimes they want to just drive traffic for you to just explore the website, right? Except if you are doing that as your objective. If you are doing that, of course, you know that, you're not expecting anything in return right now. What you are doing is driving traffic, right? So it means you have to be patient when you start running a retargeting ad for you to start getting your results. But then, if you're using a landing page, it has to be one goal per landing page. Don't distract us. If it's bag you are selling, let it be bag on that landing page. Okay, that's how it should be. Okay, then ensure that you have a headline, you have your call to action. Make sure that these things are very, very visible. And again, speed matters. Yes, I know that sometimes Nigerian network can be very funny at times, and by the time you want to go through a particular website, you're ready. But if your website, or rather your landing page, doesn't load fast, you know that people are naturally impatient. To a large extent, no offense, please, right? So because of that, some of them would just walk away if your landing page is taking so much of time to load. So you need to ensure that your speed also matter. And as much as possible, please optimize for mobile. How many persons really use their desktop to be scrolling and looking for? They don't do that. Most people, they use their phones. Especially when you're running meta ads. Who chats with Facebook using their laptop? Mobile is the way to go. So ensure that when you're building your landing page, you're optimizing for mobile. Okay, very important. And then when it comes to your follow-up, you need to understand that you need to have a proper follow-up structure, a proper follow-up funnel to help you, convert the leads that you have captured into actual clients or customers. Okay, first of all, if they're going to send you a message, for example, for those who use messaging campaign, trust me, messaging campaign is also very good. Okay, but you need to ensure that you have people. If you are sending messages, ensure you have. So I'll give a perfect example. One of our clients who who is still working with us till date, right? We ran ads for her at a particular time, and then she called me. She said, Miss Debbie, can we pause this ad first? Right? You know, the messages are coming so much, and I do not have the time to. And then I told her, okay, what's going to happen is you cannot do messages again. We'll have to move over to you getting a landing page. Okay, so as much as messaging conversions are good, messaging campaigns are good, you need to ensure that you have the right system in place to get that done. Some people go as far as using automations, right? As far as using automations. So ensure that you get it. So that's why the first thing I said here is your speed to respond. Respond in less than 5 minutes. There are some people that would, you know, somebody has come to them and before they respond is the next AK market day. I still remember this particular experience to date, and I always talk about it. There's a particular lady that I saw an ad, or a business, let me just say a business, that I saw the ad. I think that was on Facebook. Was it Facebook or Instagram? I can't remember. I can't recall. But I know I saw the ad on one of the Meta platforms. And I clicked on it. And of course, follow the necessary things. I just told her that because the call to action was for us to send a message, right? And then I sent a message, and till today, dear brothers and sisters, I have not gotten a response. And I'm wondering, why did you run that? And in my mind, I'm like, this person now, if it's an advertiser that is running this ad for this person, I'm sure she will go back to that person and say, this your ads did not work. But meanwhile, it actually worked. It did work, but you were not there to respond. This thing I'm saying right now, it also works for content as well too. When you're putting out content on social media, ensure that you respond to your people. Yes, respond to them in the comments, respond to them in the DMs when they send you a message. Don't leave it hanging. We're currently managing the client's account as well too, right? And she has been getting DMs from the content that we put out. She has been getting DMs from the content that she put out, and she responds to them. That's how it should be, right? If you keep them, trust me, their interest will be lost. And you need to understand that you are not the only person trying to get their attention. There are a lot of people trying to get their attention. Your competitors, they are trying to get their attention. I know how it is these days that some people tend to deviate, like they tend to move money. If I want to get this thing and this person is not shame me, I'll just go and get another thing. That's the way some people are. So you need to ensure that you respond to them in time. And then you need to have a nurture sequence. Now, some people, because somebody just lands in your DM, the first thing you want to do is that you want to sell. I know you want to sell, right? But before you try to close them, give them value. What they saw in the ad is not enough value for them to actually decide that they want to buy. Some of them would have sent you a message to even get more inquiries about this particular thing. People are skeptical about what they buy online these days, especially when it has to do with products. Right? Service, of course, because we know that, okay, you can just offer your services, but they don't need to do so much and all that. But even for service as well too, people are also very careful, because for some of them, they've worked with several service-based businesses or service providers and they've not gotten results. So when they see people who are service providers, they are also scared. So when people come to your DM, right, or even if they land on your landing page, give them value. Give them value. So your landing page should show them the value that they are going to get. Show them the offer before you close them, right? So don't just rush to close a particular lead that has come to you. Have a proper nurture sequence when it comes to your follow-up, and then see how you can touch them in multiple channels, right? Use email. If you want to use SMS, although people don't really, especially for this generation now, you don't really bother so much about SMS, right? Or use email, use WhatsApp. Okay, that's why sometimes I would always advise that if you have a landing page, see how you can capture your leads' email, get their names, get their email, get their WhatsApp. So even if you're talking on WhatsApp, right, ensure that you're also following them up on email. I don't know how many of us remember the time where Meta was down, Facebook was down, Instagram was down. It was as if everybody was, doing a lot. Some people were turning their data off and turning it back on to be sure that what's going on, or did my data finish? Some people even went as far as buying data to ensure that I need to come back online, but not knowing that these platforms were just down for a specific time. And do you know that period that these platforms were down, a lot of people were making money via email marketing. Right. So use emails as well to get their emails and engage with them as well too. And as much as possible, segment the people that come to you, segment their intent. All the leads you get, they are not equal. There are people who probably, oh, I just want to get this thing now. Let there be in one segment. There are people who I know I need to get more inquiries, right? For those who are having relationship issues, they'll tell you, I want to get closure. I want to get closure, right? So that's the way it is. Some persons will come and tell you that they want to get closure first before they can say they want to buy. So you need to be able to segment your leads by their intent, okay? And then have a pipeline. Don't leave any leads behind. Have a pipeline, like a lead tracker, something you can use to track your leads so that you know, okay, this person, I've reached out to this person on so day. This is the next time I want to follow up. And when you're following up, please don't choke them. Don't make them feel like, because it will be screaming desperation, and it's not supposed to be. Okay, so if you follow up on them today, the next follow-up time could be probably Monday. Today is Friday, right? So you could give them the weekend to enjoy themselves and do their thing. Monday, you could just breathe in and come in and do like Happy New Week kind of a thing. Okay, but ensure that you give them enough value, present your offer to them before you close them. Okay, so that's that about the 5 framework that we have actually looked at tonight. Okay, and moving forward, we're going to look at the metrics that you need to put your focus in. A lot of persons are putting focus in different things. You know, they are looking at reach. Reach is not the problem. Reach is not where the money is coming from. Your ad would have gotten to 1,000 people, no doubt, but are you getting results? That should be your question. So the first thing that you need to look at, especially if you know that you are looking forward to grow your business with ads, is the cost per lead, CPL. The cost per lead. How much are you paying to get one lead? So if you run meta ads, if you can get the slides, I'm not so sure if you can get the slides now. But while we're taking questions, I would ensure that the team just run the slides through, you know, so that if you miss out on anything, you can just speak it up, okay? But I'm not so sure if you can get the slide, okay? So back to what I was saying, right? Metrics that actually matter, cost per lead. How much are you spending to get one lead? So if you've been running meta ads before, for those who have been running, for those who haven't, but if you've been running meta ads before, you would actually know that when you see that you have spent 5,000 naira on a particular ad, there's a particular section that shows you how much you spent on one person. So you might have gotten 14 leads and you spent 5,000 naira already. So you need to be able to know how much was each person for that 5,000. So it means if you are using 1,000 naira to get one lead, especially if what you are selling is like, say, maybe 2,000, 3,000, you should know that this is not a profitable ad, and then you probably need to rework on it, okay? But if you are spending 1,000 to get one lead, and what you are selling is about 50K, 100K, of course, that's profit. You should not shut it off, right? Some people will say, oh, this 1,000 is too high. Yes, it is high. You need to understand the level for which you are, for what you are selling, whether it's product or service. How much is this? What's my profit margin for this? Okay, I know that. So if you are spending 1,000 naira or as far as 100, I think it's a particular ad that we ran. This same client who I said, you know, asked us to turn off the ad at a particular time. The ad as at that time was costing 100 naira per lead. Yes, and as at the time, we had generated over 100 leads to her as at that time. I can't remember the duration it was, but as at the time, I did over 100 leads. And her cost or her training that she's doing is 200K. You will not tell me that because of 100 naira, you will not say you want to shut the ad, that the ad is not that the money is too much. You know, how can I be spending 100 naira? No. And what your CPL makes you understand is that it helps you to understand, okay, if I want to invest in ads again the next time, I know how much to put in. I know that, oh, it has cost me this amount to get one particular lead. So it means that, okay, if I want to get more than the number of leads I got the last time, I can double it to this amount. Okay, so that's why you're getting to understand these metrics. Okay, and then the next is your CVR, your conversion rate. Conversion rate. Okay, now your percentage of clicks that becomes leads or customers. So like I mentioned, there's some ad campaign that you have a lot of clicks and they don't exactly become leads. They don't come to you as leads, or they don't even come to you as customers. So you need to also measure that as well too. It's very important that you also look out for that. And then the next is your return on ad spend, your ROAS. Return on ad spend. What's the revenue end per 1 naira that you spent on the ads? Okay, so for example, now you said you spent 100 naira per lead, right? But what is the revenue that you earned per that 100 naira? Because yes, it is true that, okay, even if you're selling a particular product at 200,000 and like even 500,000 high tickets and all that, if you spend 100 naira, even 5k, right? If you spend 100 naira per lead, even if you have 100 leads, it might not be all the leads that will buy. So you need to be able to calculate your return on ad spend. What's the revenue that you earned, on that particular amount of money that you spend on the ads, right? And the next is your customer lifetime value, LTV. Your customer lifetime value is simply the total revenue from one customer over time. So this would actually now interpret to probably returning clients, right? Over time, what's the total revenue you've gotten from one client over time? Right now, most people that say, oh, their ads are not even working and all that, they fail to understand that when they generate leads at a particular campaign, like I said, some of these people will not buy at that time. They can come back later to buy. Right? They can come back later to buy. Some of the persons who actually even buy immediately, they can come back again, maybe like 3 months time, to buy from you again. Do not forget that this same person came from the ad. Do you understand? So it's part of what we call the customer lifetime value, the total revenue that you've gotten from one customer over time. And then you also need to look at your customer acquisition costs. The total cost to acquire one paying customer. What's the total cost? What exactly did you... Now, this one too also will not just mean on just the ads alone. Now, everything entirely. What's the cost that you have incurred just to get one paying customer? And the last is your return on investment. That's your net profit. Your net profit. So by the time you do all these calculations, you can be able to say, oh, this ad was productive, or this ad was profitable, rather. It was profitable, and all that. These things I'm actually even saying right now, it's something that you can also use even for organic marketing. Yes. You will not say, but we're not putting money for organic. How can I calculate the cost per lead? You buy data. You bought data of 5,000 naira. How many leads did you generate with 5,000 naira before the data finished? I'm just saying. Do you understand? So you can as well also use this as it might not be all the metrics that you can use for your organic marketing, but you can as well look at this and say, okay, this is how much I'm spending organically to get people to buy from me. Right? I want to be able to estimate if this my organic strategy is even working. And I will say this, please. What you have not sold organically, please don't sell running ads. That's the mistake that most people make. Yes. They've not sold something organically. I'm not saying that it cannot sell, right? But because of the technicality of ads, not that it's exactly technical anyways, but because of the fact that you need to show a lot of things. I mentioned earlier that you need to give people social proof, right? And all that. It means that you need to be able to gather results for whatever it is you are selling, the offer you're putting out, gather results from it, and then showcase it out. So if you've not gathered those results, how exactly do you want to sell? Right? So it's very very good that you actually sell organically before you now start selling using ads. Okay, so those are the metrics that actually matter, and I hope that you will be able to look through this and ensure, we'll be running off shortly so that we can take in questions. If you have questions, please bring it on. Okay, bring it on. So we're just going to look at, remember the topic is leveraging advertising for lead generation and business growth. Now, how can you now convert your leads that you generated to grow your business? So the first thing, of course, we said run your ads, drive targeted traffic. Okay, run your ads. Okay, the next thing is for you to capture your leads, your landing page, your offer. Okay, and the next thing you need to do is to nurture and close. I've talked about that already as regards your follow-up sequence and structure. And the next you want to do is to deliver value. Wow, the customer, bust their brains. Bust their brains, give them reasons why they should really work with you, why they should buy your products, why they should engage in your services. Give them that reason. So deliver value. Right? People pay for value. They do not exactly pay for the product. They pay for value. I used Apple as an example earlier. Most people who buy Apple phones, who buy iPhones, who MacBook, they don't buy it because some of them even buy it. Some of them buy it because they don't even need it. They just buy because they want to feel part of those people. They want to feel among. Do you understand? It's for status. You get, that's the value that Apple is selling. What is the value that you are selling? That's the question you need to ask yourself, right? What's the value that you're selling? And sometimes you need to sit down and ask yourself, if I see this particular offer outside, will I buy? If you know you would not buy, there's no point selling it to anybody because it means that any other person is not going to buy it. Okay, so you need to ensure that you deliver value. And then lastly, retain and scale. See, trust me, it's very easy to get clients or to generate leads, right? Especially if you get the strategy right. When it comes to retention, that's where most people fail. See, the particular client I was talking about earlier that we ran ads for, we've been working with her since last year, July. Is it last year now? Sorry, last 2 years. This year make it 2 years. Just remembered, yes. 2024, July 2024, till date, she has working with us every month. We manage her page, we run ads for her every single month. That's retention. So you need to ensure that you know how to retain your clients. You can upsell to them. You can give them referral bonus or something. Just ensure that you have a way of retaining your clients or your customers. It is very, very, very important. So I think this is all that we're going to talk about tonight. Yeah, and at this point I want us to start dropping in our questions. I want us to go home with this. Okay, these are the things I just highlighted that you should go home with. First of all, understand that ads are a system. You build it, you don't just spend money on it, you build it. So it's a system. Understand that most failure happen before and after the ad click. So you need to fix your funnel. Fix your funnel before and after. Don't just expect that because you have a great product or you have a great service, and then if you just come out, people are just going to start buying from you like that. And then know your audience layer. Are they cold audience? Are they warm audience? Are they hot audience? That way you'll be able to match your message rightly, right? If there are cold audience who have never heard of you before, you will know the right message to put out there in your ad creative. If there are audience that have engaged with you before, you will know how best to also speak to them. And if they're a hot audience that have bought from you before, you know how best to speak to them. For a hot audience that has bought from you before, you're not coming to tell them things about the product again or service. You're not coming to give them from beginning. No. This time around, you're even upselling to them. You're telling them, we've improved on this, something like that and all that. And then also have an irresistible offer. Yes. An irresistible offer beats any clever creative. Any clever creative. If you like, use all the video editors in this world. Give us different transitions. Use all the trending sounds here and there. If you do not have an irresistible offer, you might as well. You will just be getting comments like, this is so good, this is so nice, wow, I love this video. That's where at the end. And then you will not get anybody come to you. And then lastly, speed to lead. Ensure that you are following up on your leads with speed. Respond to their messages in time is very important. Reach out to them in time. If they are to send an email and all that, reach out to them in time. If they are to book a call from you and they've filled the form on your landing page and it has scheduled a call for them, ensure that you are in that meeting before the time. It is very, very important. very important. So at this time, I would want us to start taking questions. If you have questions, please start dropping your questions. Start dropping your questions. We are done with tonight's webinar session. Thank you so much for joining. Please drop your questions. Drop your questions. And I would love to know how you have been enjoying this session. So you can drop a comment on that. How exactly have you been enjoying this session? How have you been enjoying this session? Please, let's send in our questions. Drop your questions. Are we still here? If you're still here, please drop an emoji. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for your question. We're waiting for your question. Yes, please, let's type in our question. Let's type in our questions. I'm waiting for your question. Okay, please shoot your question. Shoot your question. Okay, how much should business owners set aside to run ads, no matter the size of the business, like a realistic amount? Okay, so realistically, right? I'll be truthful with us. If you want to run an ad on a daily basis, okay, you should have a budget of a minimum of say 5,000 naira daily ad budget. I mean daily ad budget. So it now depends on the duration for which you run an ad, right? That's why sometimes I always encourage small business owners who cannot yet engage the services of an advertiser, whether a freelance advertiser or an agency, to learn how to run these ads themselves, right? So that you can use the funds that you have available to you to run your ads. You can decide to run your ads for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and all that. But there are some agencies or freelancers that will tell you that I don't run daily, I don't run 3 days ads. When I started running ads earlier, I was doing that. We run ads for 3 days, we run ads for 1 week. But now we don't do that. We do not do that anymore. Now it's not that okay, if you don't run your ad for 1 week, you will not get results. But the truth is that there are some kind of ads that takes time for you to start producing results, honestly speaking. Okay, it takes time for you to start producing results. So it means that you need to give it enough time to learn. We call it like the learning phase on Meta, right? So you need to give it enough time. So realistically, set a budget of 5,000 naira daily ad budget. So multiply that by the number of times you want to run, the number of days rather you're running your ads for, right? Just multiply that. That would work. If you are going to engage the service of an advertiser, ensure that you are also including their charge to your budget as well too. So you can have your ad budget separate and also how much you want to pay these other persons. Okay. So do I need to create the video myself for running ads, or should my client be the one to make the ad video? I just improvise with an idea to work. Okay. Are you asking this question because you run ads for a client? I need to understand the question. So Lekon, do you run ads for your clients? You run ads for your clients. Is that what you're saying? I would need to know that, please. Lekon, I'm waiting for you, please. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if you are running ads. If you are running ads for the client, this is my answer to your question. That's if you're running ads. I would just assume that that's what you are doing. Your client should be the one to create the video, not you. Okay, your client should be the one to create the video and not you, because it is their service, it's their business. They understand it better than you do. You understand? They understand that business better than you do. So whether they are the ones doing the video directly or they have a team that is going to do it, or they should do that video, right? The only time where you have to create a video for anybody is if you are a beneficiary of that particular product or service. Let's assume, so for example, now after this webinar, and I decide that, okay, please, I would love video reviews from everybody on how this webinar went and, you know, the result that you got after implementation. That's different, and those are reviews that you can also use to run ads, right? But if it has to do with talking about the business, whether a product or a service, your client has to make that video themselves and not you, right? If they can't do it, they can engage the service of a UGC creator, people who create user-generated content. Okay. Any more questions, please? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Let's send in our questions. I'm giving us a little more time for questions, and then we will call it a night. Just some more questions, and then we'll call it a night. Questions, please. Okay, so I will take it that we do not have questions. I'll take it that we do not have questions. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Okay, I have an ebook. Okay, I wrote this ebook in the year 2022. It's called The Secret of Facebook Ads. I wrote it in the year 2022, but I am currently revising that ebook. So there's going to be a revised edition, right? So right now it's called The Secret of Meta Ads, not just Facebook. You know, as of 2022, we're doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads, but right now it's Meta. Okay, and there are some things that have evolved, some things have changed, some things have been updated since 2022 till now, right? And that's why we're having this revised session, revised edition. Okay, so yes, I have that ebook. Okay, it's selling at 7,000 naira, but for us in the community, right, you're going to get it at 5,000 naira. So if you have gone through, if you have listened through all the things I've been saying here on the webinar, and you want to get this ebook, please, after this webinar, make sure that you reach out to us on the community group to get yours. Now, this revised edition is going to be launched on Monday. Yes, so it means that you have just this weekend, you have tonight, you have Saturday, you have Sunday to get this ebook at 5,000. Now, what this ebook does is that it actually shows you the 5. As at 2022, it was 5 mistakes, right? 5 or 7. Okay, 7 mistakes. As 2022, 7 mistakes, 7 wrong practices, you know, that we do when we're running ads and how to correct them. But now it has been revised, and there are more of that. Okay. Yes, there are more of that. All right. So I would say that if you are interested in this, please do well to send us a message. The team are going to take your record. So just send us a message on the community. Okay. And we would actually get it across to you. So you can make payments, right? The team is going to supply the account details. You can make payments. And of course, once it is launched on Monday, you get access to it. But once it's Monday, it goes back to 7,000 naira. Yes, it goes back to 7,000 naira on Monday. So please take advantage of this. You get it now for 5,000 naira. So this will be all for tonight's session. Thank you all so much for joining tonight's session. I really appreciate you. Thank you for staying to this time. For those who started with us and still stayed in this time, thank you, Lakon. I see you. Thank you, Mary Rose. I see you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Virtuous. Thank you, everyone who has been here. Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Messi. Thank you, every one of you. I really appreciate. And of course, special thanks to my team members. Thank you all so much. I sincerely appreciate you. And we have come to the end of tonight's webinar. Thank you all so much for joining.